Do you feel like you've been trying to learn English forever, but you're still not quite there? You study vocabulary, you watch movies, but something just isn't clicking. You know you need to be consistent, but you're not sure where to start. And let's be honest, practicing alone can feel impossible, maybe even a little weird. What if I told you the problem isn't how hard you're working, but how you're working? And what if I told you that in the next few minutes, I am going to give you a step-by-step plan you can start using today to build real fluency, all from the comfort of your own home. Let's get into it. The dream of becoming fluent in English is a powerful one, but the road to get there can feel confusing, especially when you're going it alone. A lot of people think you have to live in an English-speaking country or sit in a formal classroom for hours to make real progress. But here's a secret you need to know. Your brain doesn't know the difference. Immersion isn't a place, it's a habit. With the right game plan, you can create a powerful learning environment wherever you are. Learning on your own isn't the second best option. It can be the better one because you have total control. But having control also means you need a plan. Without some structure, it's easy to get lost, lose motivation, and fall back into old habits that just don't work. You might spend hours watching videos but not remember a thing or memorize words you never, ever use. It's a common frustration, and it's why so many dedicated learners feel stuck. So in this video, we're going to fix that. I am going to share 5 core strategies that will become the backbone of your independent English study plan. These aren't just random tips. They're interconnected habits that build on each other to cover all the bases: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. By the end, you won't just have a few new ideas. You'll have a clear, actionable roadmap. You'll know exactly what to do each day to make steady, noticeable progress toward the fluency you've been working so hard for. Alright, our first and most fundamental strategy is to create an English immersion environment. If you're serious about mastering English, you've got to surround yourself with it. The goal is to make English a natural, unavoidable part of your day, not just something you do during study time. Think of it as redecorating your world, but with language. Let's start with the easy stuff, your digital world. The single most powerful first step is to change the language settings on all your devices. Your phone, your laptop, your social media accounts, switch them all to English. We all spend hours on our phones anyway, so this tiny change turns that mindless scrolling into an active learning moment. You'll learn practical, modern vocabulary you won't find in textbooks, words like newsfeed, sponsored content, or disable notifications, just by living your digital life. Next, let's bring it into your physical space. Grab some sticky notes and label things around your home. The refrigerator, the microwave, the bookshelf, the window. It sounds simple, maybe even silly, but every time you see a label, say the word out loud. This combo of seeing the word and saying it is a killer technique for making new vocabulary stick. Now, let's talk about your media diet. What you watch and listen to is a huge part of your environment. Start making English your default. Instead of music in your native language on your commute, find an English playlist you love. Find a podcast or YouTube channel in English about a topic you're already obsessed with: cooking, gaming, history, whatever. You'll be so into the content, you'll absorb the language without even trying. Start with subtitles in your native language if you need to, but push yourself to switch to English subtitles, and then, eventually, no subtitles at all. This isn't just about listening, it's about getting your ears used to the rhythm and flow of natural English. Finally, to keep things interesting, you can theme your weeks. For example, one week could be Food Week. You find recipes in English, watch English cooking shows, and listen to food podcasts. The next week could be Travel Week. This approach keeps you from getting bored and helps you build deep vocabulary on real-world topics. Just start with one thing like your phone and then slowly add more layers. So you've started building your immersion bubble. The next step is to start actively engaging with it instead of just letting it wash over you. It's one thing to have a movie on in the background. It's another to use it as a serious learning tool. That's where the watch, learn, practice method comes in. This little routine will transform how you watch TV and movies. First, pick the right content. Find a short clip of 2 to 5 minute scene from a show or movie you actually find interesting. It's gotta be fun, or you won't stick with it. Here's the 3-step process. Step 1, watch for understanding. For your first viewing, just watch the scene with English subtitles on. No pausing, no rewinding. Your only goal is to get the gist of it. What's happening? What are they talking about? What's the vibe? This gives you the context you need for everything else. Step 2, learn the language. Now, watch it again, but this time, you're a language detective. Get a notebook ready, play the scene line by line. When you hear a new word or a cool phrase, pause. Write it down, but don't just write the word. Write down the entire sentence it was used in. Context is king. A random word is forgettable. A word from a dramatic scene in your favorite show will stick. As you do this, pay attention to the pronunciation. Mimic it. How do the words link together? Where does their voice go up or down? This is where the deep learning happens. Step 3, practice by shadowing. This is where we connect listening to speaking. Shadowing is exactly what it sounds like. You're an echo. You listen and repeat what they say in real time. Now that you've analyzed the scene, turn off the subtitles. Play it one more time and speak along with the characters. Try to match their speed, their rhythm, their emotion. It's going to feel awkward at first, trust me. But don't worry about being perfect. Just get your mouth moving and train those muscles. You are literally teaching your mouth to sound more like a native speaker. Do this with the same scene for a few days until you practically have it memorized. Then move on to a new one. This method turns passive TV time into a powerhouse study session. For most learners, speaking is the big, scary monster. The fear of making mistakes or sounding awkward can be paralyzing. But here's the secret. You don't need a conversation partner to practice speaking. Building a solo speaking habit is one of the best things you can do for your confidence and fluency. The goal is to make speaking a normal, everyday thing even if you're just talking to yourself. There are 3 main ways to do this: self-talk, reading aloud, and shadowing. First, self-talk. This is just narrating your life out loud in English. Yes, it feels a little crazy at first, but it is an unbelievably good way to start thinking in English. As you're making coffee, describe what you're doing. Okay, I'm opening the fridge to get the milk. Now I'm pouring it into my mug. While you're getting ready, talk about your plans. Today, I've got to finish that report. After work, I think I'll go to the gym. You can even have little debates with yourself. The point is to just talk, don't worry about perfect grammar. Focus on flow. The second method is reading aloud. While self-talk is for spontaneous practice, reading aloud is for nailing your pronunciation and rhythm using sentences that are already structured and grammatically correct. Grab a news article, a page from a book, anything, and just read it out loud for 5 to 10 minutes a day. Focus on speaking clearly. To level this up, record yourself on your phone. Listening back is revealing. You'll quickly notice where you're stumbling or where your intonation is a little flat. It's like being your own coach. And third, we continue with shadowing, which we just talked about. You can do it with movie clips, but it's also amazing for podcasts or audiobooks. It trains your ear and your mouth to sync up, making your speech sound much more natural and less robotic. Just 15 minutes a day, maybe 5 minutes of self-talk while making breakfast, 5 minutes of reading an article aloud, and 5 minutes of shadowing on your commute will make a massive difference. It takes speaking from being a stressful event to a simple daily habit. If you're finding these strategies helpful, I've put together a free downloadable weekly planner that combines all of these habits into a super simple schedule. It takes the guesswork out of it. You can grab it at the link in the description. It's just my little gift to you to help you stay on track. Okay, let's get back to it. You can't speak a language without words, obviously, but memorizing random vocabulary lists is probably the least effective way to learn. Your brain just isn't built to remember isolated facts. For a new word to stick, it needs context, repetition, and a personal connection. So first things first, get a vocabulary journal. This can be a real notebook or a digital doc, whatever works for you. When you find a new word from a book, a movie, a podcast, don't just write down the word and its translation. That's not enough. For each word, you need to write down the sentence where you found it, its definition in English, and then the most important part, you have to create your own original sentence using that word. This forces your brain to actually process the word's meaning, making it much harder to forget. To really lock it in, use a simple active recall technique. After you've written down your new word and sentence, cover up the information. Look only at the word itself and try to remember its meaning and use it in a sentence, then uncover and check your work. This process of actively pulling the information from your brain is scientifically proven to build way stronger memories than just passively rereading. Second, you have to read a lot. Reading is hands down one of the best ways to encounter new words naturally. Aim to read in English every single day, even for just 15 minutes, and choose stuff you genuinely enjoy. If you love fantasy, read a fantasy novel. If you're into tech, read tech blogs. When you're reading for pleasure, you'll absorb words almost by accident. Try to guess the meaning from the context before you run to a dictionary. Third, use technology to your advantage. Apps like Anki or Quizlet use something called Spaced Repetition Systems (SRS), which is a fancy way of saying they show you flashcards right before you about to forget them. It's an incredibly efficient way to review. You can create your own decks using the words from your vocabulary journal. Finally, you have to use your new words. Learning a word is not a one-time thing. You have to use it to own it. When you learn a new word, make it a personal challenge to use it a few times over the next couple of days. Drop it into your self-talk, use it in a journal entry. This is what cements a word in your long-term memory. It's not about how many words you can memorize. It's about how many you can actually use. All these strategies are great on their own. But the real magic happens when you weave them together into a consistent routine. Fluency isn't built in marathon, all-night study sessions. It's built in small, daily actions. Practicing for 30 minutes every day is infinitely better than cramming for 3 hours once a week. Consistency is what turns effort into habits, and habits are what deliver results. Step 1 is to set specific, achievable goals. A huge goal like "I want to be fluent" is just going to overwhelm you. Break it down. A good goal sounds like, "This week, I will learn 10 new words and use them," or "I will practice the watch, learn, practice method 3 times this week." Small wins give you a sense of accomplishment and keep you motivated. Next, schedule it. Look at your week and find those little pockets of time. You don't need a 2-hour block. Got 15 minutes during your morning coffee? 20 minutes on the bus? 10 minutes before bed? Put it in your calendar like it's a doctor's appointment. Make it non-negotiable. Here's a sample schedule you can steal and adapt. The idea is to touch on all 4 skills throughout the week. Monday, listening and vocab. Morning, commute. Listen to an English podcast. Evening, use the watch, learn, practice method on a short TV show scene. Asterisk Tuesday, speaking and reading. Morning, read a news article out loud. Evening, do 10 minutes of self-talk describing your day, then 5 minutes of flashcard review. Asterisk Wednesday, writing and vocab. Lunch break, write a short journal entry in English. Try to use a new word. Asterisk Thursday, listening and speaking. Morning, shadow the podcast from Monday to work on your flow. Evening, repeat the watch, learn, practice method on the same scene from Monday to really master it. Asterisk Friday, fun Friday. Watch a full movie or binge a show in English with English subtitles. This is your reward. Just relax and enjoy it. Asterisk Saturday, review and create. Review your new vocabulary from the week. Then write a short story or summary using as many of the new words as you can. Asterisk Sunday, rest, take a break, or just do some light immersion, like listening to English music. Finally, track your progress and be flexible, keep a little journal. What worked this week? What didn't? Maybe you realize you hate podcasts, but love reading, great. Do more of what you love. The perfect routine is the one you actually stick with. So there you have it, a 5-part framework to build real, lasting English fluency on your own. Let's do a quick recap. First, create an immersion environment by changing your digital and physical world to English. Second, use the watch, learn, practice method to turn TV time into serious study time. Third, build a daily speaking habit with self-talk, reading aloud, and shadowing. Fourth, build your vocabulary with context and active use, not just memorization. And finally, tie it all together with a consistent weekly routine that makes progress a sure thing. The journey to fluency is a marathon, not a sprint. Some days you'll feel like a genius and other days you'll feel stuck. The secret isn't being perfect, it's being consistent. It's about showing up, even for 15 minutes. Every little bit adds up. Celebrate your wins, be patient with yourself, and please, try to have some fun with it. You have the tools, you have the plan, and you absolutely have what it takes to get there. Thanks so much for watching. If this video helped you, do me a favor and hit the like button and subscribe for more tips on mastering English. Now, I've got a question for you. Which of these 5 strategies are you most excited to try first? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your game plan, and sharing it is a great way to hold yourself accountable. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next video.